All right. Get that posted. Alrighty. Cheers. Yo, what is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix, and this is going to be an astrology transit overview for January 2024. So, I've been meaning to do a video like this. So, for all of 2024, you will be getting a transit overview before that month goes. And essentially, this is how I'm going to break it down. I'm not going to go super in-depth with every single transit that's going to be happening this month, but I'll do an overview. I'll highlight some of the most important days and maybe talk a little bit more about those. And then at the end of the video, I will draw cards for all 12 signs and then see what you guys can expect going forward. So I also do have a PDF and a PNG format for the calendar that I'm going to be showing you guys. And I'm going to offer that for free. So if you guys want a copy of that, just email me. All of this stuff will be in the description below. Just email me, saying that you want a copy of it, and I will send you a copy of this calendar. Just because it'll be a good tool to have, and then you can kind of highlight what days are going to be the most important. And obviously, when I do those daily astrology videos, that's when I'm going to go more in depth on each of those particular transits. But for this one, this is going to be a general overview. It's going to be all 12 signs and stuff. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. So I'm going to first, of course, show you the calendar, and then I will occasionally share also the chart with you guys as well. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the calendar. Bam. All right, so hopefully you guys can hear me too. So this is going to be the transit calendar for January 2024. And this is going to be showing you that wherever there's a star, these are the dates that I believe are going to be the most important dates. As you can see, some of them have 2 stars because those are extra important. So let's just do a quick overview of this, and then I will highlight some of these days, especially the ones that are the important days. So actually, this is going to be at the end of December, but we're going to see Jupiter stationing direct on New Year's Eve. And then on New Year's Day, we actually have Mercury stationing direct. And Venus is also going to be in square to Saturn. So Venus in Sagittarius is going to make a square over to Saturn. Now, the following day on the 2nd, we're going to see the moon entering into Libra. And continuing on that week, we'll see Mars entering into its exaltation in Capricorn. So that's going to provide a nice little spark, especially for those of you that have Mars in Capricorn. This will be your Mars return. Or those of you that have Mars in an earth sign, this is going to be the trining energy for you. So this is actually going to bring about a nice little spark, I would say. It's definitely going to give some people some power and just giving you this sort of leg up. Now, granted, this can definitely be a feeling like where, we feel like we can actually overcome the challenges. We're going to be a little bit more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, wanting to actually take on certain challenges. And this is going to give us that bit of spark that we need. Now, granted, the next day the moon enters into Scorpio. So it's kind of interesting how you have one planet that's moving into its exaltation, and then you have one planet that's moving into its fall position in the moon. Granted, the moon won't be in Scorpio before only a couple of days. In fact, on the 7th of January, we're going to see it actually move into Sagittarius. Now, on the 8th, we're going to see Mercury make a square over to Neptune, and Mars will sextile over to Saturn. So, of course, Mercury having already squared Neptune on the retrograde, now that it's coming direct, it will square Neptune again. And then we're going to see, of course, that Mars is going to sextile over to Saturn as well. So we're getting a couple different energies making aspects over to all the Piscean energy. The moon will shift into Capricorn on the 9th. And then the following day, the sun is actually going to square the nodes. So the sun, which is in Capricorn, of course, is going to square the nodes on the 10th. Now, we are going to see this. Is it that early, really? Hold on. I need to actually check that myself because I feel like that's like really early. I might have put that in the wrong spot. Let me find out, actually, because that's like much earlier than I thought, to be fair. So I'm going to actually just like check my own work to see if it actually happens that early, because that's kind of early. I guess it is happening that early. Huh, let's see. Hold on, that's the 10th. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does. Yeah, it feels kind of weird that it's happening that early in the month, but yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, so the sun will square the nodes at 20 degrees on the 10th of January, right? Now, this is when things are going to start to get pretty interesting, I would say, because you can see that pretty much for a little over a week, for that first little bit of January, yes, we have some interesting stuff, of course, with Mars ingressing into a new sign, with the squares and the sextiles over to this Piscean energy, and of course, Sun squaring the nodes. But then on the 11th, we're going to have that new moon in Capricorn, and this is going to be happening while Venus is in trine to Chiron. So the moon also enters into Aquarius on that day. That's obviously very important, mainly because, of course, this new moon energy will be with us for the next 30 days. And so we experience the new moon in Aquarius. So we're going to feel that energy more. And because of this new moon is happening, it also does kind of highlight the Venus trining over to Chiron. So that Venus in Sag will be trining over to Chiron with a new moon in Capricorn, and Mars having just entered into Capricorn as well, and Saturn dispositing this energy. This can definitely be a nice day to really motivate you and inspire you to really believe in yourself and receive this new belief in yourself. And really, not necessarily feel like you had to play the victim game, but also realize that you're far more capable than you realize. Skip a day, and then we go to the 13th. We have Mercury that's going to enter back into Capricorn while the moon enters into Pisces. That's going to be a pretty silent weekend, because that's pretty much the most that's going to be happening on that weekend. Then we're coming into what I find to be probably one of the most important weeks of the entire year. Moon's going to enter into Aries. The sun will sextile Neptune, right? And then the following day, we're going to have Mercury making a sextile over to Neptune. So we are getting another sextile over to this Neptune energy. Excuse me. Because Mercury, of course, is here at the these last few degrees of Sagittarius. So it does bring a bit of an edge. And then, of course, we're going to have the first quarter moon. So that moon in Aries will make the square over to the sun in Capricorn. Then the following day, the moon's going to enter into Taurus. And this is kind of like the calm before the storm, if you will. I would say that, hold on. Yeah, this is going to be like the calm before the storm, if you will. This moon entering into Taurus is going to definitely want us to kind of get grounded emotionally. And we're really going to need that, because the following weekend, the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st, it's probably going to be one of the most powerful weekends of the year. We have Mercury that's going to trine Jupiter, right? So we have that Mercury having moved back into, Capricorn. It's going to make the trine over to the Jupiter, right? So it trined it while it was direct. You going forward, it's trined it when it went retrograde, and then we're getting the third pass, trining it when it is direct. This time, both Jupiter and Mercury will be direct. So the first time Mercury was direct and Jupiter wasn't. And then it flipped to where they were both retrograde, but Mercury was so fast that I was able to pass it. and now they're both going to be moving forward. So we're going to have them actually direct at the same time. Venus is going to square Neptune, and the sun is going to begin its conjunction to Pluto. That conjunction is going to last the 19th and the 20th. So we're actually going to see it on both days. And this is, like I said, that's why I put 2 stars here, because this is powerful. Why? This is the last time that we will see the sun conjunct Pluto in Capricorn in our lifetime. Because the next time that the sun comes around here, it'll barely miss it. And they'll hit in Aquarius. This is the last time that we will ever see a sun in Capricorn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn in our lifetime. Unless you live for another 240 years, you will never see this again in your lifetime. Then the following day, multiple ingresses. The sun's going to enter Aquarius. The moon's going to enter Gemini, and Pluto's going to enter Aquarius. What's interesting is that we have this moon in Taurus that's going to be enshrined to this sun-Pluto conjunction, and then the moon and the sun will ingress into air signs about at the same time. And they will both be at 0 degrees, respectively, of Aquarius and Gemini. And then about 8 to 10 hours later, you're going to see Pluto follow behind and enter into Aquarius. Then the next day on Sunday, Mercury is going to exit shadow. It retrograded at 8 degrees. So on Sunday, it will come off that 8 degree fully and will shift to 9 degrees of Capricorn. This is going to be a major revelatory moment, especially with the conjunction happening at the end of Pluto. 29 degrees is always, like, the last few degrees are always extreme degrees. With the sun shifting, Pluto shifting, and the moon shifting. Now, we experience the sun shifting once a month. We experience the moon shifting signs every 48 hours or so, give or take, a little bit more. You know, oftentimes feel Pluto shift. And this is going to be the second of 3 Pluto shifting into Aquariuses that we are going to experience in this lifetime. Pluto moved into Aquarius earlier in 2023. It's going to move into Aquarius here at the beginning of 2024. It's going to retrograde back into Capricorn and hit 29 degrees again, reactivating this point. And then it'll finally shift into Aquarius later in the year and stay in Aquarius for 20 years. So mark this on your calendar this weekend, the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st, because they're going to be very, very important. On the 22nd, we're going to see the moon enter into Cancer, and the energy kind of calms down a little bit. The 23rd, we're going to see Venus moving into Capricorn. And then, a few days later, we get the full moon in Leo. That's going to be happening on the 25th. Moon actually does move into Leo earlier on Thursday, and then we get the full moon later in the day. Now, on that Friday, the 26th, we're going to actually see the sun square Jupiter. The sun, which will be in Aquarius, which, remember, it's in its detriment, and it will make a square over to Jupiter. Sun square Jupiter days are always pretty intense. They're always pretty interesting. Definitely bring a lot of excitement and passion forward, and definitely some interesting things. So definitely looking forward to talking more about that as that date comes closer. Now, on the 27th, we do have the Mars conjunct Mercury, and the moon is going to enter into Virgo on that weekend. So, it's going to be weird because the 26th is going to feel a bit like, it's going to feel pretty strong with that energy of the sun squaring over to Jupiter. Especially being that, we may start to really ask ourselves and question, how can we fit into society? How can we fit in with certain groups, especially if do the values line up with these individuals? Can we expand upon these areas? And that's what that's going to be asking us. Then, of course, you have Mars conjuncting Mercury, which is going to be happening in Cap, and the moon's going to enter into Virgo. So there's going to be this injection of kind of like the Earth energy with that Mars conjuncting over to Mercury. And of course, that moon moving into Virgo, we're definitely going to start to be a little bit more emotionally particular about things. Maybe even a little bit more, I guess, I don't want to say judgy, but just more so paying attention more to the details. So now, Sunday, Monday is interesting. I almost put 2 stars with these, but I don't think this Sunday, Monday is as strong as the 19th and the 20th, but I think it's very interesting. We get back-to-back grand Earth trines. Now, on Sunday, it forms a kite. Now, you're going to see Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn all making aspects to each other. Saturn, the moon, Venus, and Jupiter all in trine with each other. The moon will be in Virgo, Venus will be in Capricorn, and Jupiter will be in Taurus. And the reason why it forms a kite is because Saturn is going to be over in Pisces opposing the moon. So we have a grand Earth trine kite. This does not happen. And I was even looking to see what was the last time that this possibly could have happened. And I couldn't, I had to go back far, y'all. Like, when I was doing my preliminary research into this to see when was the last time that we could have seen a moon in Virgo, a Venus in Capricorn, and a Jupiter in Taurus all training each other. On top of that, the last time that Saturn was opposing it. So the last time that this could have even happened was 29 years ago. It didn't happen then. And if you go back another 29 years, it didn't happen. Like, there was a moment where Uranus was in Virgo. Like, it was Uranus that was in Virgo, and I want to say, yeah, Saturn was Saturn in Pisces? No, it was like Uranus was in Virgo, Jupiter was in Taurus, and I can't remember which energy was in Capricorn. But the kite was pointing towards Scorpio. It wasn't pointing towards Pisces, which is interesting. So that was like in, I think, the 60s. So I'd have to look more into it, but that was like the closest we kind of got to something that was similar. But it was, and these energies were pointing towards the moon, not Saturn. So this is definitely very different from that one. On the 29th, we get another grand Earth trine because that moon is going to move further into Virgo, therefore trining Mercury and Mars in Capricorn, and then Uranus, which is in Taurus. So we get back-to-back grand Earth trines. You talk about a portal of manifestation. The 28th and the 29th are going to be very, very powerful days. I think it's no coincidence that we get this after having a full moon in Leo and a sun squaring over to Jupiter. So this is definitely going to be a very, very pivotal weekend. Almost gave it 2 stars, but I think it's really just, I think the potency of the 19th and the 20th is just a little bit stronger, mainly because of the Sun-Pluto conjunction, and then all 3, Sun, Moon, and Pluto ingressing into new signs. But back-to-back grand Earth trines is nothing to scoff at as well. And then, of course, on the 30th, the moon moves into Libra. So that is like pretty much your basic overview. Like I said, if you want to have a copy of this calendar, email me. I will send it to you. So that way you can be better prepared. You can mark certain dates on your calendar to pay more attention to. Not that nothing is happening on these other days that are kind of blank. Those days are probably mostly the moon making aspects, but as you can see on here, I don't really mention anything that the moon is doing outside of entering other signs, unless it's a new moon, a full moon, or if the moon is involved in something like these Earth trines and stuff. So, but yeah, that is going to be the transit calendar overview. We're going to take a look deeper into some of these dates, just so you can kind of get like a basic overview. And then, yeah, I think the main ones I kind of want to look at, I want to look at, of course, that 19th and the 20th. And then I want to look at, some of these other ones, maybe like the 26th, like the sun squaring over to Jupiter. And then, of course, you have that grand Earth trine and stuff. So let's actually take a look at some of these guys. Let's see. No, hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all, so I can. Oh, and then when I do the thing for the 12 signs, if you guys happen to watch this like back and you're not watching it live, just know that I'm going to put the timestamps in the description below as well, so that you can go to whatever sign that you want to pay attention to. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these dates right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 11th. That's going to be the new moon that's going to be happening on that day. So let's see. I'm going to take you to that moment. And let me actually hide that. Hey guys, I'm back. So, all right. So let's go ahead and pop on over to the charts, right? All right. So here was one of those days I was talking about that's going to be important. Let me make this a little bit bigger. There you go. All right. So here's going to be that new moon that's going to be happening in Capricorn. It's happening at 20 degrees, right? As you can see, we do have it in square to the nodes. So that's pretty important. The sun does square the nodes more exact the day before, but this is a new moon that is squaring the nodes. So very, very important. The moon will square Aries also later on in the day. And like I said, being that this is at 20 degrees, this is definitely very important. I think because it's also is a third decan new moon, it does deal more with society at large. And with it squaring these nodes, we're definitely going to be looking for trying to find balance and harmony in these things that we've created, the society that we've created, and trying to find who we are and express who we are within this. I think this new moon happening before 9 days before the major conjunction is kind of like a checkpoint, if you will. It's like, okay, what are you committing to? Like, what are there new stories that you're committing to, new relationships that you're committing to, a new self that you're committing to, or your true authentic self that you're committing to? These are things that are going to be coming up here. Of course, by this time, like I said, Mercury's forward, Jupiter's forward, Venus is halfway through Sagittarius by this point, and this is, like I said, this is going to be a pretty important day, this January 11th. Now, January has been interesting just in general, you remember January 12th, 2020, and how important that day was. That was arguably one of the most important days in January that we've had in recent memory. So, like I said, we have that new moon there. We'll go more in depth on that one when we come to it. Now, I also want to show you some other dates. The main dates I would definitely say is going to be like that 19th to the 20th because, oh boy, is that a very powerful moment. So we have that 19th to the 20th, and this is the beginning of the end. I'm just kidding. This is when things really pop off for real, though. So as you can see, that sun is going to hit that 29th degree on the 19th. It will exactly conjunct it the next day, but it's like right there. So we're going to start to feel that conjunction early Friday morning. We want to start to feel that conjunction, right? Now, there's other things that are happening on this day too. What's that? Well, we do have Venus, which is going to be in square to Neptune, damn near exact the moment that the sun enters 29 degrees. So, I mean, that's massive, right? You gotta remember, like, Venus is a mind Sag, but it'd much rather be where Neptune is in Pisces, right? It'd much rather be in the clam, clutching the pearl. And much rather it wants to be the pearl. But Venus is over here in Sag world, which is definitely a little bit different for her, So I think this is going to be whether or not we can open up and receive. Well, I mean, this comes down to the beliefs that we are open to receiving. And being that this is 25 degrees, 2 + 5 is 7. So this is going to be a very spiritual kind of thing. Like, the fact that this is happening even at this degree while the sun and Pluto are conjunct, like, holy shit. Like, that's insane. Mercury, right, is going to be in trine to Jupiter on this day as well. So, and Mercury is moving faster, trying to get out of shadow, being that it's here at 6 degrees. So that's happening. That actually occurs first, and then you're going to see, Venus make that square over to Neptune, right? You have the sun conjuncting Pluto, and you're going to have the moon in just a few hours after that conjunct Uranus. So we have major energy here. That moon conjuncting Uranus is going to quincunx over the south node, which is going to make things awkward as hell. People trying to sort out their beliefs and which ones to receive. a freaking sun on top of Pluto. So you have the freaking executioner and Pluto, and then you have the sun together, amplifying each other's energy. The center, I guess, of our solar system, and then the furthest out planet as well. At the end of Capricorn, like this is some intense, gnarly stuff. Like words almost don't do it justice. But we're going to be looking for the words with Mercury in Capricorn, making a trine over to Jupiter and Taurus. This is about really being able to have the vision and be able to see the beautiful things that we have in our life, despite the fact that we can feel a colossal amount of change on the horizon. A colossal amount of change on the horizon. And with the moon on top of Uranus, which is still retrograde, we're going to really be feeling into the collective value structure, the collective thread, if you will, and be asking ourselves, it's like, wow, okay, like this is a day that can reveal some darker aspects of humanity. This could be a day that can reveal some deeper aspects of reality, deeper aspects of the human shadow, if you will. And with that moon in Uranus, it's going to make some people want to escape because they're not going to want to feel all that energy. So this is going to be a day where, I'm not going to lie, you're probably going to want to protect your energy. I would not go out this weekend. I really would not go out this weekend. I would definitely wouldn't go to the club. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do anything like that this weekend. Unless you're seeking that kind of energy, if you will. But with the Venus and Sag squaring over to Neptune, like this, and a sun on Pluto, I'm just gonna say it, man. Like you may find yourself in some weird, gnarly situations if you are not careful, because this is a day where some people are going to just push the fucking envelope. Unwanted pregnancies, unwanted overdoses. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because this is very strong, potent energy. You don't fuck with Sun-Pluto conjunctions. You just don't do it. Especially here at the edge of Capricorn? Nah. Especially with the moon on top of Uranus, quincunxing the south node, and it's awkward as hell. Nah. This is the day where people, like, if you make like a New Year's resolution, if you will, this is the day when people's like, well, maybe I can make an exception this one day. Nope. Don't do it. Because you're going to find yourself in some weird situations. It's a day where you want to like meditate and focus on your energy, focus on positivity, focus on the things that are working in your life. Even if they may seem boring, even if they may seem mundane, it's going to be one of those days where you can harness the power of this and really do some amazing, powerful things in your life, especially with a grand Earth trine double that's coming towards the end of the month. But this right here, this is powerful. This is a powerful day, right? And then, of course, moving forward into that Saturday, we're going to see, of course, the sun make that full conjunction with Pluto the next morning. And as you can see, they are in trine. The moon and the sun and Pluto are going to all be in trine with each other at 29 degrees. So this is going to be one of those moments, I feel, especially with Venus coming off the square to Neptune, Mercury coming off the trine to Jupiter. This is one of those moments where it's going to be like okay. Kind of like a come to God, come to Jesus kind of moment, you know, because it's in many ways representing how we're going to step into the new age of Aquarius, although we're not fully stepping into it per se. You know what I'm saying? Like we are in like this weird middle ground. I don't even think we fully step into the age of Aquarius until Pluto makes its full exit out of Aquarius. In fact, we probably have to wait until Pluto enters into Aries, because it has to finish the Aquarius, it has to go through Aquarius and work on all that stuff, and then it still has to work on all the Pisces stuff too. So I don't even think we really are going to move into that full age of Aquarius until Pluto ingresses all the way into Aries. That's just my personal take. But this day right here, this 19th to the 20th, is going to kind of represent where our position will be in the new age, right? And our intentions that we're going to be taking into the new age. The legacies that we are wanting to leave behind in the new age, the impact that we want to have in the new age. So we're going to see the moon and the sun pretty much ingress within minutes of each other. I mean, the moon's going to move first, right? So, I mean, if we want to just get fully exact, the moon is going to shift at 8:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The sun will shift at 9:08. So, like, literally 10 minutes. And they move into Gemini and Aquarius respectively. Right? And then after the sun ingresses, we're going to see Pluto later on in the evening make its ingress around 8:08 into Aquarius. And by this time, the moon will be at 6 degrees of Gemini. So, very powerful weekend, a double ingress. And yeah, this Pluto in Aquarius, which is the second time it's going to move into Aquarius out of 3 that we're going to witness, definitely going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a powerful one, considering all the things that are happening around it as well. Now, let's move on to that next weekend where we see the double Earth trines. So we're going to see, well, I mean, we can talk about the full moon and Leo that's going to be happening. That's going to be happening around 5 degrees, of course. Mercury and Mars are coming together. Venus is catching up by this point. It's at 3 degrees, right? It's trying to catch up, which is cool. So we have that energy. And Mercury and Mars are actually going to be in square to Chiron. So we have that happening on this full moon as well. So this could be releasing a lot of fears when it comes to expressing our creative potential and expressing our passions, if you will, especially with the Mercury-Mars square. It's like we may think of certain actions, and we think of things that we could do to move forward, but maybe we're afraid to move forward because of insert whatever trauma or hurt via Chiron. But we have to take the lessons that we've learned from this and apply those to our life, so we're not afraid to really express who we are, right? Now, when we see that moon shift into Aquarius, this is when we're going to see the double grand Earth trine, right? So we're going to see, let me move this to hours, and I'm going to move this forward. So going into Sunday, we're going to see, bam, the moon's going to hit 6 degrees, and we have the moon in Virgo trine Venus in Capricorn, trine Jupiter in Taurus, oppose Saturn in Pisces. 6, right? Some people may see this day as a pretty crazy day and stuff like that too, especially with all that energy. But grand Earth trine, beautiful day to get grounded, beautiful day to manifest, beautiful day to connect back to the earth, connect back to the grandmother energy, grandfather energy, especially grandmother energy. Very powerful day to do that. Of course, that moon opposing Saturn. It's going to be interesting. The moon in Virgo is definitely going to be a lot more particular about things. With the Venus in Capricorn is definitely looking to connect with those who see themselves in a higher esteem, if you will. And Jupiter now moving forward in Taurus is wanting to bring about those riches. But of course, that moon being critical is challenged by the Saturn in Pisces, of which Jupiter and Venus are in sextile to. So there's an opportunity to really see the vision and see our dream via that Saturn in Pisces, realize that That dream is not going to be built overnight. And I think the moon in Virgo is going to want to be very particular about all the details. But this grand earth trying to say, like, take a step, move towards it, decide. Even if that step is a small step, it is a step nonetheless. You have to be open to receiving this moment, especially since this is 6, which is Venusian, which is all about receiving. So are you open to receiving this beautiful blessing from the universe? I think it's interesting that we get this trine, which is a trine of reception and receiving a gift from the universe. And of course, there is Saturn involved. So we may perceive it as a bit of a challenge and a bit of an obstacle. But then the following day, we're going to see the other one. When the moon hits 19 degrees, we get a second grand earth trine. With the moon in Virgo at 19 degrees, Mercury in Capricorn at 19 degrees, and Uranus in Taurus at 19 degrees. And at this point, Uranus is actually direct. How did I miss that? How did I miss the day that Uranus goes direct? Uranus literally goes direct like the Saturday before. I don't know why I don't know how I even missed that on the calendar. So maybe I have to add that in. So yeah, Uranus goes direct, and then literally a couple of days later, we're going to see the moon trine Uranus. So all planets at this point are direct. Everything's direct at this point. So we're going to see that second trine, second grand earth trine, and it doesn't form a kite because the moon isn't quite in opposition to Neptune. It's off by 6 degrees. And since this number, it reduces back to 1, it's very Leo-like. It's going to be very Sun-like, right? So I think this next grand earth trine is like, what is the thing that we are receiving? We are receiving ourselves. We are receiving ourselves, an aspect of ourselves, a gift from our higher self is what we are receiving today. And even with that moon on top of Juno, which is all about commitment, we are being asked if we can actually really commit to this. Mars is involved because Mars is with Mercury here in Capricorn. Even at the part of fortune here with Uranus. And of course, over here, we have Black Moon Lilith and Juno with the moon. So back-to-back grand earth trine days will make the end of January rather powerful. So go ahead and stop sharing that. And this is the point where I'm going to draw for all 12 signs. And yeah. Now, this video, like I said, I didn't go fully in depth on every single one, but I will go ahead and just show you guys again the calendar. So, and I'll keep this up here too for you guys if you want to like just like pause it and kind of just look at the calendar and stuff. But and I actually probably need to go in here and edit because the 27th, like I said, Mars conjuncts Mercury, Moon enters Virgo, and then Uranus goes direct that day as well. So that's actually a pretty important day. So we can put a star on the 27th. So the last 2 weekends of the month are going to be very, very strong and very, very powerful. I think the 19th to the 20th is going to be very powerful, but definitely provide some challenges. And then I think that following weekend is going to provide a lot of blessings. If we're open to receiving those blessings, that is. So, like I said, with this video, I just am doing like a basic overview of all the transits. And like I said, if you want this calendar, I will be more than happy to send it to you. Just shoot me an email and I can do that for you guys. And of course, when we get to these dates, you know, you can highlight them and you can know more about it. I will talk more in depth on these on each of the daily videos that come out for this month. And I was going to say something else, but I can't quite remember what I was going to say. a lot of cool things coming in the new month, the new year. I have some ideas from a website, revamping it, essentially making things a little bit smoother, making things a little bit easier for you guys. If y'all want, y'all can even refer back to this video throughout the week at the beginning of each week. That way you can kind of see what's happening. In fact, I encourage that too. If you want, and I'll probably even just keep this particular video in the description of all the videos. That way you can kind of just refer back to this one so you can know what's happening each week and stuff. And then you know what I'm going to be talking about on the dailies when I go more in depth with them. So anyways, let's go ahead and get to the cards for all 12 signs. Let me go and shuffle this deck first. So like I said, this video is pretty much general for, like the general public, so this really applies to anybody, especially like this first little bit. If you want me to go more in depth with how these transits are going to be affecting you personally, I do offer a transit forecast reading that you can purchase on my website. So yeah, if you just go to the link in the description below, I can do one of these and that will be fine, tailored to you. I'll even make this calendar and I'll talk about what houses these are moving into and give you more like details and stuff like that. So if you'd like to purchase that reading, that service, it's on my website. So that'll be in the description below. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to take off that overlay, come back here, and let's see. I'll write down the time slots. So I'm going to just go in order. All right, Aries. Aries, the card that we have for you, we have the Two of Swords in reverse. So Aries, this is a time for you to not hold yourself back anymore. I think Aries, you've been pretty indecisive, and honestly, with all this energy that's happening for you in your 10th house, and this conjunction is happening in your 10th house with that Sun and Pluto, that's pretty major. Moving from your 10th to your 11th house, like you've been so indecisive when it comes to how you want to be seen in the world and what legacy you want to leave behind. This Two of Swords in reverse is saying that it's time for you to let that go. It's time for you to start to come more into your power. I think you're definitely going to feel a lot more powerful when Mars comes into Capricorn this month as well. So it's moving into its exaltation in your 10th house. So that's definitely going to give you some juice, but it's time for you to stop being indecisive and stop listening to what everyone else thinks and to go with your heart and to go with what you know is correct, right? So yours is actually pretty simple. I don't even feel the need to draw any more cards. So, all right. Very, very simple for the Aries, I would say, for this month and what it's about. Yeah. Hold on. Let me just do it like this because this is a deck that's hard to do a bridge shuffle with. Some decks I can, and it doesn't really mess with the integrity of the cards too much. But this is a deck that I kind of have to do it this way. All right, cool. Taurus. Write it down and then go. All right, Taurus. Taurus, we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. I think, Taurus, you've just been kind of feeling this energy in general, probably because Jupiter has been retrograde in your sign, but Jupiter is coming forward. Uranus is coming direct, right? And this is going to be a month where I think, Taurus, you're kind of sitting on like a reservoir of fortune that it's like you're not wanting to either explore or even share with the world. But as a result of not doing so, you actually are kind of lowering your own value by not sharing it. I think with this being reversed, like I said, it's not a bad thing. With this card being reversed, I think it's simply is like you're not recognizing your own value. You're not recognizing the value that you bring to the table. I'm going to draw another card for you too. But we have the Ace of Swords upright. So the way that you have to express it, you got to speak it out loud. I think, Taurus, you've been a little too quiet. You've been sitting on the sidelines. It's time for you to finally speak up and say something and express. Tell the universe what you want. Like, just make those requests. Tell the universe what you want. I think it's like, if anyone needs to wish on a star this month, it's Taurus. And trust that the universe will deliver. But it's only going to deliver if you know the value and the worth that you bring to the table, but you gotta speak up. You can't just sit in the field all day and eat grass, Taurus. I know that's what you want, to just chill and stuff. And Taurus, don't get it twisted. Y'all are super hard workers. Y'all are very hard workers, but you guys will seldom complain. Even if things aren't going the way that you want, you'll seldom complain about it. But you'll be super stubborn about it. You'll just do what's asked of you, and then you kind of will just dip and leave. But you don't leave without a plan. It's not like you're Aries and you'll just dip out. Like, you have a plan, but no one will even know that there's an issue in the first place. But doing things that way, Taurus, it's not going to fly in the new world. You're going to actually have to express the things that you appreciate and the things that you depreciate. Right? You're going to actually have to start enunciating and speaking that out. The whole just being super stubborn and staying quiet until you come up with a plan and then move, it's not going to fly in the new world. So you got to actually speak up and really make those requests to the universe of what it is that you want to experience, right? So, all right. All right, Gemini. Gemini, I also have the Ace of Swords for you. Maybe I didn't shuffle this well enough, but maybe Taurus needs to also watch Gemini, or maybe Gemini is going to be helping Taurus to actually speak up a little bit. But I'm going to shuffle this a little bit more just in case I happen to draw the same other card. But let's see what else we got for Gemini. Gemini, I have the Queen of Cups accompanied with the Ace of Swords. Gemini, you actually need to express your emotions, whereas Taurus is having to express what they actually appreciate and what they depreciate and what they actually see as valuable or not. You are having to express those emotions that you're kind of holding in. Yeah, I know, Gemini. I know you don't want to do that. I know you don't want to be emotional. You rather just talk about it and stuff like that. You'll talk about it. You talk about your emotions, but then you don't really show any emotions. It's so weird how y'all do that, Gemini. Like, y'all talk all day long about your emotions, but then you won't actually show them or anything like that. And then, like, I don't know how you guys actually process your emotions, if you guys do process your emotions, but this is going to be, a month where you guys are going to need to talk more about that stuff and actually express it. So I don't know, maybe go to like a poetry night or something like that, or maybe write some poetry, do some journaling, kind of get it out, get it out into the open. I think that'll be very positive for the Geminis. And Gemini does rule over writing. It does, it's about speaking and conversating and stuff. So, maybe connecting with someone this month that will actually allow you that space to really express those emotions and for you to not feel judged as a result. Maybe Gemini is afraid of the judgment that may come from expressing their emotions. So I wouldn't be afraid of the judgment, Gemini. I think this is a month where just tapping more into that is going to actually bring the peace and harmony within that area in your life. So you'll feel much better as a result of it, I feel like a lot of times what Gemini will do is that they'll talk about their emotions, but then they'll make like a joke out of it. When really, like, on the inside, they want to cry or they want to like lament about something, but they'll just make a joke about it. And then everyone's like, oh, okay, fine. And then Gemini, you'll get upset that no one can read the fact that you're upset, but you made a joke about it. So what else were we supposed to do? So it's like, not everything has to be made into a joke. I know, Gemini, that is hard. Not everything has to be made into a joke, and not everything has to be made into something to be laughed at. The universe is asking you to be just a little bit more serious this month. Just a little bit. You don't have to do a lot, I promise. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's going to be a little tough for you. But that Pluto Sun conjunction is happening in your 8th house, so it's going to be deep anyways. You can't escape the deepness. can't escape the depths of that powerful shift and transformation. So, all right, Cancer. You write down the time so it's easier to find when I get back. All right, Cancer. And by the way, this is for Sun, Moon, and Rising for like any of these, or if you want to check for like your Mercury or your Venus or your Mars, you can do that too. So, but this is primarily for the Sun, Moon, and the Rising. All righty then, Cancer. The card that we have for you. I have your card. I have the Moon, but it's in reverse. Oh, Cancer. I feel like you probably are feeling like your intuition's a little bit off this month. You're probably feeling like maybe you can't feel like you can't catch a break. Maybe you feel like you're caught between a rock and a hard place. You're caught between these two towers. This is followed by Cancer. What's going on, man? We got the 9 of Swords up, right? Oh, Cancer. I think you're waking up you're waking up from a bad dream, and you're like really honing in on that bad dream, and you're afraid to even get out of bed. Like you're waking up from a bad dream where you didn't trust your gut, you didn't trust your intuition, and you outsourced your happiness to try and heal the world and heal other people, and you kept getting burned, you kept getting burned, and you kept getting burned, and you kept getting burned, and you're waking up from that dream this month, and it's almost like you have to almost learn how to walk again because you've been asleep for so long, and your legs have atrophied, and you've lost muscle. It's like you're waking up from a coma, Cancer, and it may take a little bit to adjust back to society, because when you went to sleep and when you wake up, things are going to look way, way, way different. Things look way, way different now that you woke up out of this slumber compared to when you went to sleep. So not only have you lost muscles in your legs and you have to learn how to walk again and all this sort of stuff, but you have to learn all the new updates, the new technology, the new ways that the new ways that we go about things. Like Cancer, you're kind of like catching up to the rest of the collective, if you will, which is a good thing that this is initiating this month, but it's going to be a little bit difficult as far as that goes. I'm going to just check the bottom of the deck. Ooh, I got the Tower card. Yeah, I think Cancers are finally waking up out of their slumber. And I think it's interesting too because, yeah, Pluto will come back into Capricorn at the end of the year and oppose you again. And that's going to be like sort of like your boss battle after you woke up from the coma. But it's like, yeah, I think what happened was that when Pluto first went into Aquarius, the dream started to turn sweet. Like it was sour for a while, and then it turned sweet, and then it went sour again. And now that you're finally awake and you're realizing, wait, that was all a dream? Like, yeah, that was all a dream. And you're like, fuck. So then you got to prepare the whole rest of this year until Pluto retrogrades and then goes back into Aquarius, and then Pluto won't be opposing you anymore. And then you won't have major energy opposing you for a while because everything has moved past that. By that point, you won't have to really worry about anything, right? You don't have to because then it'll just be, personal planets and the sun, all that sort of stuff. But Saturn has moved past Capricorn. Neptune's out of that energy. Uranus is out of that energy. So it's like you won't have to deal with that opposing energy in Capricorn for a while. The next, I guess, big planet that'll move there will be Jupiter, right? We got a while until then. So, Cancer, you're finally catching your breath a little bit. But just, you'll be okay. You'll make it through this. And I think so long as you continue to appreciate those connections in your life that are helping you and working out for you, that, you'll be prepared to take on this boss battle once Pluto goes back into Capricorn for the last time in all of our lives. So, that was a heavy one. Damn. That was a heavy one. Oh my gosh, Cancer. What in the world? All right, Leo. What do we got for y'all? Ooh, that card just wanted to come on out. Look at y'all being all dramatic. Look at y'all being all dramatic. Five of Swords. Got the Five of Swords for Leo. You know, I think Leo, you guys, maybe people are looking at you like you're the one that has it all, and they're the ones that are walking away. I'm like, why does Leo get it all? Why is Leo the lead role all the time? What is up with that? Have that with the Eight of Pentacles. I think people just don't see your hard work. I think everyone looks at Leo and how bright you guys are, and they don't realize how much work it goes into. And y'all seem to do it effortlessly, but I think what the world's going to realize, especially when Pluto comes into Aquarius, is that it's not as effortless and it's not as easy as everyone thinks it is. It's in your nature to just shine, Leo. But I don't think people realize the level of commitment you really have to this, So I think this Five of Swords, it's like you may almost be looking at people that may be looking at you with envy, and you may be looking at them with envy, looking at them with jealousy, and realizing you don't even understand how much it takes to keep all this up, and how much pressure is on me to keep all this up. You know what I mean? Don't forget about all the hard work that you've already put in. And I know it's in reverse, so you may be. This is not a month to get lazy. I think there may be a maybe like a desire, propensity, or it's okay to be just a little bit lazy. It's okay to be just a little bit you kind of actually have to work double time. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting because I think your work life is going to shift a little bit anyways, but it's actually going to make you a little bit more efficient too. And it's going to make you a little more powerful. And I think it's actually going to bring about a lot more clarity. I think some of you guys are actually going to be a lot more transparent about your lives and how you go about things and how you go about your manifestations. And people are going to realize that you don't necessarily have it as easy as people think. And it's not as glamorous as everyone thinks it is, but it still is glamorous because you're Leo, you shine bright. You know what I mean? So it's I think honestly, Leo, so long as you remember that you are the sun and to just continue to be your creative badass self, I think you'll be fine. I think you'll make it through this month. We do have a full moon in your sign this month, so that's going to be interesting. And yeah, I think it's going to be because also the sun's moving into Aquarius, and if there's a sign that can't stand the sun moving into their opposite sign the most, it's definitely Leo. I don't know what it is about that. I don't know what it is about the Leo Aquarius thing. Hopefully this Pluto going to Aquarius can mend the relationship between Leo and Aquarius, because it's been weird. I see it through my wife who's an Aquarius. She just does not get along well with Leos. It's so weird. It really is. I don't understand it. But if we can get Leo and Aquarius to actually get along, this world will dramatically shift. So the collaborations that will come out of it will just be awesome. So anyways, Virgo. All right, let's give this another little shuffle here. Virgo. Oh, looks like we have another card that just wants to come right on out. Got something to say. Oh, we got a couple of cards that came out. Those two flipped over, so you guys get 3 cards. Virgo, I had the Ace of Cups in reverse. This was the card that just kind of flew out, so it's interesting. It's in reverse, so I feel like this is honestly, I feel like this Ace of Cups in reverse is an old emotion that's coming up to be purged. It's followed by the Judgment card and the Ace of Pentacles. Now, these guys are upright. So I think, Virgos, you guys are going to be confronting an emotion or a memory that's you're going to need to really purge and take care of this month, so that you can, with this Judgment card, of course, here, there's a calling that you have, and this calling is going to bring you some new success. Maybe this is a new way of making money. A new way of just increasing your value, if you will, increasing your net worth. I'm hearing Virgos can increase their net worth this month, but it's going to have to come by kind of acknowledging this emotion that you're kind of holding on to. So there's some type of an emotional block that Virgos are going to be needing to move through in order to establish this new stream of income or to increase your net worth, if you will. So let's leave it to Virgo having a very serious tarot reading for it, and honestly just like super particular and straight to the point. So because that's what I got. Like I don't feel the need to really expand on that. You know what I mean? So Virgo, I'm gonna let y'all, you know, do with that with what y'all may and stuff. But that's what I got for y'all. Right? All right, Libra. So it's what 1 like 10, I guess, something like that. Yeah, Libra. All right, what do we have for y'all? Libra, I have the Wheel of Fortune for you. That's a nice card. I haven't drawn this card much lately. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. That's nice. What is that followed by? That's followed by the Hierophant in reverse. Wow. So fortune is going to come to you when you're able to follow your own spiritual authority and not the spiritual authority of other people. Yeah, so you got to actually trust and have faith that you can connect to spirit. You don't necessarily have to go to an authority figure or anything like that. This is going to come down to, like I said, you meditating and you trusting that this fortune can come and that these beautiful things can come. I think if you do end up going to this Hierophant card and maybe trust them, if you think about it the reverse way, then if you're always trusting someone else's intuition and trusting someone else's vision for your life, then you're actually going to have bad fortune. But if you actually trust your own vision, you have good fortune. I'm not saying to not necessarily listen to the counsel of others, but I'm thinking that ultimately you still have to make that final say and that final decision. But if you outsource that final decision to the Hierophant, to other people that you think have a higher spiritual authority than you, then you're going to find yourself repeating the same cycles over and over and over again. And Libra, y'all have a tendency to do that anyways. You guys will just keep repeating the same cycles and continue to outsource just for the sake of maintaining peace and maintaining harmony, when really inside you are feeling very disharmonious. So this is about breaking that cycle finally this month, Libra. And I guess it's going to be a little bit hard, because the South Node is in your sign, but you guys are kind of on a bit of a revenge tour right now. I'm not even going to lie. With the South Node in your sign. Scorpio was on a brooding tour. The whole time the South Node was in Scorpio, we were just brooding. It was like seriously like emo fest. Like we were just like, it was a lot of emo stuff going on with this when the South Node is in Scorpio. But for Libra, y'all like just like, y'all, I work with like several Libras, and they just are like, it's like they're so snappy. It's crazy. Y'all just so snappy. Y'all just like, y'all have like zero chill, right? Y'all have zero chill with the South Node in your sign. So Libra, just trust your gut, trust your intuition, and don't feel like you just have to defer to someone that seems like they have a higher position of power, whether it's spiritually or it could be in the workplace, whatever like that. Trust your own gut and trust your own intuition, and don't outsource that final decision to someone else. Okay. Scorpio. All right, let me put these back in here. All righty. For my fellow Scorpios out there, what we got going on this month? My fellow Scorpio reps out there. What we got going on? Oh, we got a couple cards that just kind of wanted to fly on out. Oh, okay. Well, these can kind of be read either way. We have the Hermit card, and we also have the High Priestess. They're both in reverse. Scorpio. It's interesting that they came out together. I wanted to get one more card to kind of get a little bit of clarity on this, because I know what it's wanting to say. I feel like Scorpio, you've been kind of just sitting on a lot of different secrets, a lot of spiritual secrets, and you haven't been wanting to really bring them out into the light. And I think you're questioning whether or not it's time to actually express these things. Maybe because you're wondering if people can actually handle the information that you have. But you also are probably questioning your own intuition because, like I said, the high priest, initially when I looked at them, they were both reversed. So it's like you want to kind of bring this out, but you're almost like you're still investigating whether or not this is real or true or not. Let's see what else we have. Well, we have the Three of Pentacles. I think this is going to come down to you just connecting with the right people and trusting the right people because you have some powerful spiritual gifts that you are wanting to bring out and you really are wanting to collaborate and share with people. But I think it's really just going to come down to you just not feeling like you have to be up in the mountain of your emotions all alone and just feel like you have to just be there all the time, Scorpio. Like you don't have to just be there all the time. You can actually come off the mountain and actually talk to people and really connect with those people and not be afraid that you're powerful, that your energy is too potent or too powerful. Because that's one of the weird arrogances of Scorpio. I'm about to expose this really fucking hard right now. So I apologize to my fellow Scorpios, but here's a secret. Sometimes Scorpio will not express themselves fully because they're worried if people can handle the potency of that power. And it's an arrogance that Scorpio has that people can't handle it. I know. And people will be like, why does Scorpio think they're that powerful? I mean, we are fucking Plutonian ruled. Okay. So like there's a lot of like collective generational energy that we are filling into constantly. Right. So that's constantly. This is why sometimes Scorpio can seem cold and that they brood is because we need time to process all this fucking energy. Right. And sometimes Scorpio will shield people from that reality. But there are people in your life that can actually handle it. Right. A lot of people can actually handle it. Everyone has some Scorpio energy, even if they're not a planet there. They still have Scorpio somewhere in their house. So I think this is going to come down to trust. Trusting that whatever information that we have via this high priestess energy and that we've been kind of holding on to it for a bit and just kind of being like the old hermit up in the mountains, whatever like that. And like, it's like, oh, well, when people are ready, they'll come to me and stuff like that. But you're really wanting to connect with people and build something. So you can't be afraid to do that, Scorpio. Yeah. Sorry for exposing one of our secrets. And yes, Scorpio can be kind of arrogant about that. We are still traditionally ruled by Mars. So, yeah. Scorpio will do the whole, oh, I'm so misunderstood thing. That's why everyone rolls their eyes at us. Because we're like, and we are genuinely, I still feel one of the most misunderstood signs. But we will continue to be misunderstood if we don't actually express our story and our adventure and what we're going through. We can't be afraid to express it just because we think that people can't handle it. Okay? You got to stop that. I know we do it automatically, Scorpios. I know we do it automatically, but you can't just keep doing that all damn time. Oh, all right. Saggies. Sagittarius. Let me write down. 09, 20. Scorpio. Sag. All right. Sagittarius. The card I have for you. Ooh, I have the Six of Swords upright. Excuse me, reverse. Sag can't run away, Sag can't run away, Sag can't run away from the problems this month. Sag, you can't run away from your problems this month. I know you want to just escape. Sag, you can't run away. The boat's just going to turn around. It's going to do a major U-turn. But the Ace of Pentacles is there, so I think this is about seeing the value of where you currently are, and that you feel like you have to run away. If you try to row away, there's going to be a hole in your boat. You're going to hit a fucking iceberg. Something's going to happen that's going to turn you right back the fuck around. Sag, you cannot run away this month. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that you can't run away this month. I know it's tough. Some of you guys probably just got into relationships and it's actually getting intense. You're actually feeling intimate. You're feeling a connection with this individual. And you're afraid of commitment. Oh my gosh, of course you're afraid of commitment. Scorpio is your 12th house. Right? Everyone's like, oh, relationships is Libra. Yeah, but Scorpio's commitment. And the 12th house, the hidden zone for Sag, Scorpio. You guys are afraid of commitment. That's your biggest fear, whether it's commitment in relationships or just things in general. You can't run away this month. Can't run away. Sorry. You got to face it head on. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant upright. It's about being your own spiritual authority in many ways. So I kind of see this as you, actually. So, yeah. The value is in where you are right now. Now, if you are in a truly negative, super toxic situation, I think maybe it's about adjusting your perception on that or seeing the value in that. But if you're just running away because things are actually getting good and you're starting to feel positive and you're starting to feel like you want to commit to this, but you don't want to commit to it because that's what you've always done, Sag. You've always run away so you can just chase the other adventure. This is about seeing the adventure and the commitment. I know that is scary as fuck for some of y'all Sages out there, but this is about seeing that. Sag can't run away this month. Sag can't run away this month. Nah, 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 nah. Face your problems head on. Face your commitments head on. Embrace the moment and where you are, Sag. Oh my gosh, I need to pour more after that one. That's just funny to me. It really is. Have fun with that, Sag. I'm a Sag rising, so this applies to me, by the way. So, oh my gosh. Okay, Cat. Now it's time to get serious. Oh, Cap. What's going on with y'all this month? What we got for y'all this month? Okay. Yeah, like that. Okay. All right, Cap. What do we got for you? Ooh, we got your card. We got the World card in reverse. Got a lot of reverse cards. The World card. Maybe you're feeling like your world has been flipped right upside down, right? It's flipped upside down, Capricorn. And we have that followed by the Three of Swords. Oh, Capricorn, a heartbreak is flipping your world upside down. But what I'm feeling, honestly, is that because the World card reverse came first, the heartbreak already happened. I feel that has flipped your world upside down. And it's about how you deal with that. You know, bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands upright. So maybe connecting with another fire sign, maybe an Aries, a Leo, or a Sag is going to help you this month. Wow, this really did get serious after the Sagittarius one. Yeah, Capricorn, I think, you know, because because especially that conjunction is happening in your sign and Mars is moving into your sign and stuff, I think there's a lot of power that can be had. But I think Capricorn, you guys are having to purge so much, especially when it comes to who you are at a core level, with the sun being here in your sign. Happy birthday, by the way. And then, of course, conjuncting Pluto. So there's so much to the core of you that is being purged and transformed. It's not going to be comfortable. This is going to be a shedding period where you're going to feel super, super mega sensitive. And then that Queen of Wands backing everything up. It's going to definitely have a positive outcome, but it's about whether or not you can receive that divine spark. I think it's really, you have to realize just how amazing that you are and that you don't have to always just be this You don't always have to be the strong Capricorn that shows no emotions, that always has to go for it, that always has to show that there is the sex. Like, I think Capricorns always will put off this facade that everything's going well, but you guys can't hide shit. Like, you guys actually wear your emotions on your face. Like, it's hard for you guys to actually hide your emotions. So, but you guys will just put on like this stern look all the time. Whether you're happy, sad, whether you're always have like this stern look on your face, and you're always about business. Lighten up a little bit this month. I think Capricorn thing just lighten up a little bit. And honestly, the purging with the sun on Pluto in your sign is going to make you feel much, much, much lighter. It should make you feel much lighter. I think Capricorn's kind of going through similar thing with Cancer because of the whole, that whole dichotomy with the Capricorn opposing Cancer and Pluto in Capricorn over the last 15 years. Y'all been dealing with that whole energy. So it's like there's a heartbreak that you're still processing, Capricorn, and it has flipped your world upside down. I think just acknowledge it. Acknowledge it that it happened. Acknowledge that it sucked. Acknowledge that it is what it is. But don't feel like you have to be trapped in thinking and believing that you have to be a certain way and think a certain way and act a certain way and love a certain way. That's Sun, Capricorn, Pluto, Capricorn, Mercury in Capricorn, Mars in Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn that we're going to see this month. So don't feel like you have to be, look, think, feel, love, receive a certain way. What do you really and truly want to express? That is what you should focus on. Leave it to Capricorn to get serious with me. All right. All right, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, what do we have for you? Ooh, Aquarius, we have the King of Pentacles upright. That's a nice card. Nice card of manifestation, power, realizing your value. The King of Pentacles out of the Kings is probably the most chill and laid back of the Kings, if you will. He has a plan. He's very methodical in his approach. We had that followed by the Four of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I think this is like Aquarius. Like, it's almost like you're so busy and focused on being the water bearer and stuff like that you're finally going to start to realize what you really do bring to the table. I think this Four of Cups is, normally it's very lethargic, kind of apathetic, but it being reversed, you're not going to be feeling as lethargic and not going to be feeling as apathetic this month. You're actually going to feel a little bit more of your power. And I think this is going to be coming, of course, that conjunction that's happening in your 12th house of Capricorn is definitely going to be very spiritual in nature. So you're going to start to feel lighter spiritually, which is going to be nice. You've been going through a major spiritual battle, and your spiritual battle is very much so very physical and earthly, because your 12th house is Capricorn, and Capricorn is it's lead. It's ruled by Saturn. It's heavy, right? So your spiritual battles and journey is the earth plane. It is this, and this conjunction that's happening in your 12th house is going to be a major step in you feeling much more spiritually connected to the universe, much more spiritually connected to those around you, to your higher self. I think this is a very, very powerful month for the Aquariuses. Bottom of the deck, we have the Sun card. Yeah, I mean, the Sun will move into Aquarius this month too, so it will be your birthday period. But I think this is going to be a great opportunity for Aquariuses to really start to not feel like the whole thing where Aquarius is like, you guys love and hate humanity simultaneously. I think Aquarius, you may start to love humans a little bit more this month. I know that's a little gross, but Aquarius, you may start to actually love humans a little bit more. I know it's a little gross. I know you're gonna want to kind of escape and shit like that, just or detach, if you will. But I don't know, Aquarius. You may be feeling a little bit more attached to these humans. You may start to see their value a little bit more. I know that's gross. Aquarius, like, oh, I don't want to do that. I want to help these people, but I don't want to actually be friends with them. Oh, Aquarius, you might make a new friend this month. Oh, okay. Oof. I'm about to clear the energy in this deck soon. So, okay, Pisces. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. What do we have for you? A couple of cards that popped out. Oh, we got 3 cards. All 3 of your cards popped out. Well, we have the Strength card in reverse. We have the Queen of Pentacles upright. And then we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. I think the strength to create the light that you want and to really wave that wand and cast the magic is going to come from whether or not you can receive your own value, whether or not you can really tap into it. So Pisces, you may need to look to an earth sign this month, like a Taurus or Virgo or a Capricorn, although Capricorn is going to be kind of going through it this month, and Virgo is going to be kind of particular about things. So I think, if anything, Aries, you might want to connect to a Taurus this month and stuff. But I mean, everyone's having their challenges and stuff. But yeah, the Strength card in reverse and the Ace of Wands in reverse is like you feel like you may not necessarily have the strength to cast your wand. This is sort of like, it's kind of like in The Fairly Odd Parents when Timmy tries to ask for a wish that goes against the rules, and then you see like their wands like shine and then they go flat, they go flaccid. So like that's how Pisces is kind of feeling. It's like almost like, I think it's like, because in your dream world, your wand is perfect. Like it always works. But then in like in the actual real world, you try and do it and your wand goes flat. That's why you're constantly escaping, because it's like, how much magic that you bring to the table. You know how magical you are, but it doesn't seem like it's really connecting in this physical dimension. This Queen of Pentacles is wanting you to connect to this physical dimension a little bit more, kind of get a little bit more grounded, connect to that motherly earth energy, the grandmother energy, and really see the magic and the power in that, and see that there is strength there and that you can manifest there as well. So it's like you have to kind of play a little bit differently within that sphere. But once you stop feeling like you just need to escape all the time because your wand works in that world and it doesn't quite work as well here, or at least seemingly, that's like you got to like kind of overcome that challenge, Pisces. You know what I mean? So, and yeah, it's going to be a little bit weird, of course, with Pluto moving into Aquarius. So it's moving into your 12th house. So you're going to start going through some pretty major spiritual battles. But, I think this is like going to be like starting to be like a wake up call for the Pisces, and for you guys to like really, really start to own your spiritual badass selves. You know what I mean? So, I mean, Saturn's in your sign, Neptune's in your sign this entire month. You know what I'm saying? So, it's been very interesting. I think Pisces have been going through some big lessons here and stuff. So, just keep that in mind. But I think it's going to be really important for you, Pisces, to connect back to the earth this month. So maybe get out to nature, do some meditation, do something. Even if it's like cold or rainy or snowy, whatever you are, just kind of go out there and connect and just kind of drown out all the noise. It's going to be very powerful and positive for you. So, alrighty, guys. And I'll just go ahead and just draw like one card for everybody. I'll do like an oracle card or something like that. Let me see if I can find. Let's see what. Yeah, I'll draw an oracle card for everybody. So. All right, what do we got? I love that. Delight. Delight. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we invoke in others. This is a beautiful card. I almost never draw this card too in this deck, so I think the fact that it comes up for everyone, this is a year that we can delight in. Is it going to be intense? Yes. Are there going to be major transformations? Yes. This January is going to start off with a bang. You guys saw that. Planets coming direct as soon as we hit the month with Mercury and with Jupiter. We got, of course, that new moon in Capricorn. We have major Sun-Pluto conjunction trining the moon, and then the moon, Sun, and Pluto moving into air signs. We have a double grand Earth trine to finish off the month, one of them happening at 19 degrees, mind you. So this is a very powerful month, but if we really can just tap in and see the beauty in things and delight in the joy and delight in our own creativity, when we really start to tap more into that, we really invoke that into other people. That's how we change the world, by finding the delight in our own life and our own self and our own journey, our own adventure. And then other people will just feel that energy. It just radiates off of us. We really become that radiator of love. I say that in the beginning of all my videos, radiators of love. We really tap into that vibration. But yep, that's going to do it for the January 2024 astrology transit overview plus tarot reading for all 12 signs. Hopefully this is a great resource for you. You guys can continue to refer back to this throughout the month, then just kind of check up on it. Like I said, that calendar, which I'm going to edit it so I can add the whole Uranus going direct thing. I'm going to make that available. I'll send it for free, to you. That's just a general one. It's not going to be specific as far as what, house is going to land in for you. Like I said, if you want more specifics as far as that, purchase my transit report service on my website. It'll be a great resource and a great tool for you so you can be better prepared to navigate these energies and navigate this incredible freaking jumper cable January, because that's what it kind of feels like. It feels like we're getting kind of like jumped off by the universe, if you will, and kind of like woken back up. It's going to be pretty intense. So anyways, y'all take care, stay blessed, have a wonderful weekend, have a wonderful Christmas holiday or whatever holiday that you celebrate with your family and friends. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Super excited to see where this channel, where my website, and where all this goes in 2024. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.